Fall season is still here, and we have a few fall colored flowers and a super fun pick to use. I thought I would use this beautiful chalice. This is my husband's grandmother's, and I just love using it as often as I can. Sometimes I use it in big dinner spreads, and sometimes I use it for flower arrangements. Today we're going to use it for flowers. And one way that you can use this really shallow dish is by using some tape and creating a frog. You could also use a traditional frog. Glass or metal is fine. I don't have one, so I am going to use tape. And you can also use, like, some people will use chicken wire or maybe some twigs and wrap it up in a little ball and just create some sort of structure to hold your flowers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a grid. And right now I've got this white tape. And I'm going to take this tape. It doesn't need to be very wide. And I'm just going to keep going right across the way here like this. Probably do 4. Of course, you could use Scotch tape. I often use Scotch tape just so you can't see the tape on the edges of the vase. Let's see, I might be able to just use. And then you want to do crosswise. And because we don't need this long of tails, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them. Most of it will be disguised by the flowers anyways. But just to be safe, we'll just take off some of the really long tails. All right. I've already put a little bit of floral food in there, so it's a little bit discolored, but that is what the frog, the tape frog, looks like, essentially. Okay. I do have my snips here because I want to make sure that I cut each stem as it goes in for a fresh cut. And what I want to do is work my way around and then up into the center. So because I'm going to be able to see this container from most sides, I'm going to start with these little draperies, and I definitely don't need this much foliage. I don't want it to come out a lot, a little bit, but not a lot. So I'm just going to do this. And let's see, let's get it in here. Basically want it to be right there. I do want to make sure that I'm angling them in such a way that the stems are getting in water. They won't last for very long without the water. Slip them in this way. Okay. And you can see I had these in here and they're standing upright. But I can place them at an angle in the container, and they create more of a drapey kind of effect. And then that way you could see these sweet little fuchsia flowers dangling. I love that. Now, I like to tidy as I go because it helps me not be distracted by what I'm looking at in the design. I really want this to be orange focus, so we're gonna stay with the orange palettes and then we'll add in the yellows in the end. So, I think I'm going to use my bulkier pieces, which are these cannas, and I want to put these right in the center. These are a little bit spent, but that's okay. That's so fun. Okay, I had a candle going that was kind of giving me a little trouble, so get that out of there. All right, I just extinguished it so I can breathe. All right, so this one is gonna go right here in the center. And because I would like these to be standing up a little bit more, a trick that I can do is just take another little piece of tape, just a small piece, and I can just take this piece of tape and I can just sneak it up right behind where this canna is sitting, so it stays up here. See how this one's leaning? And all I gotta do is tip it forward and put some tape there okay, so after I put a piece of tape here and an extra piece there, now everybody's standing upright, and I'm letting this one lean because we'll have room to put something behind it. So then I have this beauty, and I believe this is a Gets Crazy Dahlia, and I only have one, so I'm gonna put it right here front and center. I'm gonna turn this around so I can see what's going on. All right, so when I make arrangements like this, I try to be creative with flower placements. Like this one's laying down this way instead of facing you. I kind of like that juxtaposition sometimes, to just have plants and flowers facing ways that you wouldn't normally see them facing. So then I've got these beauties, which I'm gonna have be the next layer. Maybe this will just be one-sided. And we'll have a back on here. What do you think? This one. Of course, we don't want any foliage down below. Like that off to the side, that's kind of fun. Nice. Okay. Oops. Okay. a little bit shorter. Okay. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult with these ones because there's nothing supporting the back just yet. I think these will go in at the end. This one looks pretty sad. I don't think that'll be used. All right, so now let's move into more of our pastels. Let's see how we can incorporate those. Just to brighten it up a little bit. I just think that's so sweet and cheerful. Right, we need, let's grab one of these. Needs to be short. And we'll just slip it in and tuck it right in there. Okay. So this one, tuck in. Right. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna backdrop this with these fun, whatever these things are called. What are they called? Pumpkin trees. There's a better name for them, I just don't remember. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. These are quite heavy, and they're quite stocky. When they're really stocky like that, I like to give them a little split up the middle to encourage them to suck up a little bit more water. it's starting to look pretty fun. We're gonna go ahead and go with our Black-Eyed Susans at this point, and we want them to be at the tallest pieces. And some of these, the flower is failing, and so we'll just use the cute little cones, which gives the arrangement yet another texture. It's a little harder to find holes when the tape is there, though. There we go. Okay. Okay. It's looking super fun. All right, we've got some of these zinnias that are super cute. At this point, we just have short flowers, so I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. Two right there. Something happening right there. Okay. Okay. Right there. This one is really tall. At this point, I'm just trying to make the back side have a little bit of interest because I will see this vase mostly from the front, but there will be peaks in the back. So if I can just kind of make the back look cute and kind of finished, that would be nice. We can go ahead and do another little tape trick right here. do is just start covering up some of this tape with little flowers. Just disguises things a little bit. Let's see if I just a small handful of pink ones in the garden. So we'll just use these to disguise the tape back here and give it a finished look. So we'll just pop her right down in there, and that allows the back side of this piece to look somewhat finished, and it doesn't sacrifice any of the front side. I can put a little more water in there now that it's full. All right, that's so cute. It's super fall-like. And I got to use my favorite little pumpkin thingies. Have you grown these pumpkin things? I don't think I get warm enough to make them happen, but maybe now that I have a greenhouse, if I can find seeds, or if I could get seeds from these, I might try it, because I really love using them in floral arrangements. They're so stinking cute. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little fall arrangement come together, and see how I finish off a back that nobody's going to really see, but you know that it's finished. And we created a little floral frog from tape, which is super easy and pretty much everybody has access to, so you can create these beautiful arrangements in just about any container that you want to have a floral arrangement in. And I'm really happy that I got to use flowers from my garden still all the way through the fall. So exciting. I hope that you are celebrating your life, you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.